And also it will I will clarify your doubts on this aspect in this time. And so if perhaps you are wondering why this office procedure aspect is included in your syllabi. Maybe you are all working in office and already you know little bit of office procedure. But there is a Gita, there is a guide for this office procedure matters. So based on that DOPT guideline, I will be talking to you on this aspect. But before talking on office, I would like to I would like to ask you a question that uh, in office we all perform, and our employers also want me to perform. Then what are the factors that actually contributes to perform? What are the factors that tells us to perform in our work scenario? So with this slide change, next slide. As I said, can you change the slide? Please change the slide. No, this slide also you skip. This is of my already, you have already given my introduction in detail. Please skip the slide. Next slide. Yes. So there are, as I said, there are three factors that that motivates us, that tells us to perform in our work situation. One is the motivational factor. That means what motivates you? Please ask yourself. It is your salary, maybe it is your appreciation from your seniors, maybe some good appreciation letter, or some increment, some pay commission, something of that sort. Those things actually motivates us to, yes, work for the organization, work for the employer. And there are factors like environmental factors, like if you don't have a computer, if you don't have a good sitting place, good working environment, then also it affects your performance. So apart from these two, there are other things, like these things are very common. Maybe me and you and your colleague are having same sort of environment, same sort of motivational, means the salary structure, and per your honor, anything of appreciation part, all these rewards and honorariums, these are all same. But then also you and your colleague do not perform equally. Is it so? So if it is so, then there is one factor called this behavioral factor. And this behavioral factor is apparently, it looks like your behavior, but behavior comes from three components. What you know is your knowledge. What you can do, what you can deliver, that is your skill. And how much you are committed to do, that means your attitude. So the behavioral component is also having KSA. Uh, enter the slide. Yes. So these are the factors contributing to performance. And next slide. Here I will tell you. Next slide. Yes. as I am saying, the behavior is sum total of knowledge, skill, and attitude. So knowledge is your how much you know the matters, the subject matters, and the skill is the having the ability to do it. So knowledge is not all. Your ability of doing it, your capability is also another important component in behavior, in deciding your behavior. And the other one is attitude. Even if you have knowledge, you have skill, but you may not have right kind of attitude, right kind of commitment. You are not ready to do it in spite of having your knowledge and skill. So these things are very common in office. And so to hear this motivational aspect, environmental aspect is not the headache of training intervention. Training goes for your modifying your knowledge, skill, and attitude. Next slide. Next slide. Huh. So no. Earlier one. See, the next slide says you that you are in a task. You are in a task where your KSA, the present KSA, is not is at your existing level is not adequate as expected from the employer. So your KSA, your knowledge, skill, and attitude is coming up to a level, and that requires again further change, further improvement, which will handle the total task that you are assigned with. Understand? So now this here comes the intervention, training intervention. Here comes this NISM intervention for giving you the extra. You are modifying your KSA, modifying your knowledge, skill, and attitude level. So that is why all of you are here. I am also here, and the NISM is organizing such program beautifully, collecting which is participated by different people across India. So as I am saying, I will focus on office procedure. Please give the next slide. So I wanted to have the confused state of a person from a smiling state of person. I wanted to do me and NISM wanted to modify you from confused to a confident, competent, and committed worker. So that is why the next man, this click, please click on another click, please. So the training, no. So the training makes you the complete a smiling person. All of you are ready to take that jump, to take that journey? I hope so, because this is very, in fact, in the online classes, I can't see all of your faces, I can't see your reactions, but I believe all of you are uh, eager to change your KSA level. Next slide. Please, stop. Oh, okay. So what I wanted to tell you that, before talking about office procedure, let us understand what do we mean by an office? What is the functional definition, and which is applicable to all office? So if you think in this term, if you try to define an office, it is basically an information processing unit. So what is the everywhere in every office, be it you are having a big building, or you are having a web address and you are running an office, or you are trying to have an NGO small sort of office, every office does the work of processing information. Please click the slide. So office is an information processing unit. Think of your office and what is your role. Think that what information you process. You get a paper, you put up that paper to your seniors, get a decision, and then convey it to other stakeholders to get the job done, to get your uh, objective satisfied, objective of your organization satisfied, your vision, mission of your organization is satisfied. So in fact, but the function is the processing of information. Okay, my video is clear? Video audio is clear? I'm asking NISM.
Yeah, sir. Clear.
Okay. So now we are clear about what is an office. And to give a smallest definition of office, it is the information processing unit. All of you agree? We process
Sir, your audio volume is less. थोड़ा up. You please try. You may be sitting maintaining some distance like that.
No, you see, in Calcutta it is very cold today.
Now it is okay. Now it is okay like that.
Now it is okay. Let me see. Okay. ठीक है. I'll try to keep it close. I will come close. Okay. Now, office is clear now. Okay, now what is the procedure? What is the procedure? Click. Yes, next click also. The procedure is basically a set of precise instructions. So to meet an objective, of course. So the precise instructions to perform a job in that information processing unit is totally office procedure. And this office procedure is the subject matter of today's class. This class. And there is a Bible for office procedure. Next slide. Next click. So there is a book called Manual of Office Procedure, MOP. Next click. It is published by Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievance under DOPNT. So this is moderately priced, rupees 435 rupees, and this basically gives you whole idea of running a central government office. And there is a soft copy of this is also available, which I will give it to NISM and Dr. Dash. If you feel like, you can share it with these participants. So there is office is clear. We do the information processing, and there are some set of instructions that we need to know how to do it. And this is written in a book, in a DOPT published book, which is called Manual of Office Procedure. And this book, soft copy, I will leave it with Das sir. And Das sir, if he feels like, he will give it to you. Next. So the information, okay, please hold on. Now the information processing pathway. If if you remember how you start work, when office starts working, if it receives some information, somebody is asking something, somebody is doing something, that information has come to your officer, to your desk, to your receiving section, central registry, and you have got a paper. One fine morning, in the morning after attending office, you find there is a paper coming in, marked to you, and you have to handle this paper. So here, there, the office work starts. We do not do in central government office. We do not do normally. We do not do without having a paper. We don't jump on without having an information. We jump on doing work. No, it is maybe it may be in the private sector, also in the government sector. Also, we also now prescribe to become proactive. Proactive means not that way. This ours is a procedure of reactive. Paper, getting a paper, working on it is a reactive approach. But in the present jamana, present this new India, we want to do it fast. We don't want to do it for future. And in the future, what it comes, that you have to think before and then work. So that is a proactive approach, thinking that tomorrow it may be required, so I do it. So that is a proactive approach. And normally, if you do the work, that is an active approach. So there are three approaches: reactive approach, active approach, and proactive approach. But in the office, till now, in the uh, government scenario, we get an information and then start doing the job. So that is a little reactive approach. We have to change the approach, but still the function is like that. It when it when an information is received, our information processing starts. So the first work is the receipt of the information. Click one, bus. So this is arrival of the information. The information has come to your office either through a letter, through a WhatsApp message, through an email, or whatever way your boss has told you to do. So that is also an information. So this is arrival of the information. And this in central government office, there is a very important procedure to track that information. And that is called, what do you do after getting a paper in your office? You diarize it, you register it somewhere. There is a central registry section, or there could be a record clerk who registers. Don't you have it? Next click. So it is diarized. See, it is now diarized. So this registration or diarization is a must process for Government of India offices. It may not be required in private offices. Private offices, your boss has said you have to do it. You don't know what is where from it has come, or where you are not going to keep a record of an arrival of the information. What you have done, that information is stored. But in a government sector, all the source of the information that you have received, on which you are acting, is to be registered. And that is why uh, this process is an unique process for Government of India, and we have to do it. We not yet we have done away with these things. It is still in vogue, and we have to know it. We have to do it very meticulously. Now, next process. The first is the information has arrived and information is registered or diarized. Now, what do we do with next time? What we will do with this paper? The paper has come and paper is diarized. There is a number with the date and all. There is a seal and all that you have received. Now, this is to be stored. This is to be kept somewhere, no? Either in your, if it is very electronically maintained process, then you keep it in your desktop or in computer, whatever it, but it should be stored somewhere. So that is the storage. But if it is not that, if you are still maintaining the, the files, the manual files, then you have to have a storing should be have a through a system. That system is called filing system. Next click, next click, please. So you have to know how to file that paper, how to keep that paper, how to store that paper in a file. And what is file and filing system must be, there must be some other class, but I will tell you the little bit of it. There is this filing system is having two separate filing system. That is a conventional filing system and functional filing system. So through this, you must have a recorded subject head of your particular section, and along with that code of that subject head, your serial number and year of opening is the first part of your file number, and separated by a dash with your section and office name. So this is basically now a paper has come, registered, diarized, kept, stored, and the file is created. Either you created a new file you or you kept that paper in the particular relevant file. Now coming to the actual processing part. Actual processing, next click. The processing is done. Processing means the cooking part. You have brought your vegetables from the market and you cook it in your kitchen. Then you place it to your, people who will take the food and all. You serve it to your guests. So now this processing, what do we do with the processing? Processing means we get the paper, we we examine the paper and give our comments on it. And this giving our comments in a file to my seniors for facilitating its disposal is called noting. So the noting is the next click. So the noting aids to processing. Noting helps to processing. So the noting part also we'll talk it in detail in the next day, means tomorrow after at 4 o'clock. Then with this noting, some decision comes to our, again come back to the file, comes back with a decision in the file, and that says that such and such communication should go to such and such authority. So in that case, there is a next step of the office is to make communication. Chaliye, next click. Next click. The communication part. Now the communication, for that communication, you must know. It is not noting. It is not writing in your note sheet in the file. It is the communication that you will send a letter or an office order or a circular or what sort of things. Those things uh, you have to know you have to know there are 13 types of official communication. So that part also tomorrow I will deal with, that is in the drafting part. So the drafting in the communication, next click. So you need to know the different forms of communication and its drafting. How you will make a draft. Draft is the rough sketch of the letter or order, whatever communication. So this I will deal in the next class, matlab tomorrow. And so you see, a letter has come, letter has kept, letter is put up, letter has been, some decision has come, and your letter, your process, you have sent a letter, so you have sent a communication to somebody. So is it all? No, it is not all. It is not all, because if you write to them and if you are not monitoring it, if they are not doing their job, then it will not serve your purpose. So there is a next next click. Next click is monitoring. So this monitoring will be done by what? Through some, you will remind, or some action plan. You have to have some action plan. So that is the checks on the delays. You have to check the delays, whether it is giving the desired result or not. Next. So this checks on the delays, or some action plan, some reminder कब तक देंगे, reminder कब तक देना है, ये सारी चीज हम जब, when we plan it and we do it properly, then it is the monitoring is done. Still the office function is not complete. Office, in the today is 2026. In 2005, something drastic, something important has come in maintenance of record, because of the Right to Information Act. This Right to Information Act has given the power to the citizen to ask for the information from the public authorities by paying a nominal fee. And if you are the holder of the information, if you don't give the information, there is a penal provision for it. So the whole scenario has changed. In 1980s, when we joined our government offices, we were to give a declaration on, that I will not divulge any information on any official secret. I will not tell to my colleague also. That sort of undertaking is taken from those time, in that time. So the in 2005, so so maintaining record was not a very important job. But nowadays, in this RTI regime, this maintenance of record is a must. And you cannot say the record is not available. Only when, if your record expires the lifespan, and that is being approved by an appropriate authority, disposal of it is approved by some authority, then only you will be able to say, yes, it is disposed of on such and such date, by such and such order, and that is why I am not being able to provide the information. Otherwise, you are bound to give the information. If you are not giving the information, penalty will be imposed on you, and the maximum penalty is 1 month's salary of the relevant task holder. Next. So that is why I am saying the maintenance is the nowadays is a very important function, and this maintenance will be done through a record management system. There is a standardized, next, there is a record management system. And I believe NISM is also planning to have some training on record management, because that is, record management and RTI are very important and nowadays. So this is also very important part. So I tried to explain you the whole gamut of office functions. Its arrival, its digestion, its storing in the file system, its its processing through noting and decision, then it is drafting, then communicating to other stakeholders through an appropriate form of communication, then again, then the monitoring through some action plan, through some checks on delays, and then maintaining that file is also very important function of our office now. And uh, and for that, you need to know the record management procedures. When when the records are due for review, when the records are due for disposal, how we will dispose, what we will dispose, what we will not dispose, all these things are very important part. So I explained you through this slide, I explained you the whole gamut of office function. Now, just to detail you on this, I will go to the further slides. So these functions are now, next slide. So this information processing, the whole gamut of functions, the first is the arrival. So arrival means the concept of doc. Doc means that the paper that you have received and what we do with it. That I will explain you in a further slide. And then next is the storage, means the file management, file numbering system, as I have explained. Next is the processing part. Processing is the noting part that I have already explained, that I will give my comments on the file to my seniors. Seniors can give it to his seniors, and finally an appropriate authority passed on a decision. Next is the communication. Some forms of communications I have to know, and I need to know how to write it. That is called drafting. And then next is the monitoring. Monitoring में जो important है, checks on delays. ये टाइम पे हो रहा है क्या नहीं हो रहा है, दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट. नेक्स्ट yes, next is, I will tell you some important things. This you may not have some idea on it. Miscellaneous office function is very important, and miscellaneous does not convey anything. So whatever is rest is jumbled in the miscellaneous part. I do not recommend the use of miscellaneous word. But here just I wanted to tell you that there is a concept called citizens charter. Do you aware of it? If you are not aware, you need to know that in all your websites, in all government websites, all public authorities websites, the RTI Act demands that you give a citizens charter. All the government departments are doing their work for which the ultimate beneficiary is the citizen of India. So for the citizen of India, what you are doing is very important. And everybody, any Tom, Dick, and Harry in India or in even abroad, yeah, who are Indian, they can ask why this organization, why this NSIM, what they are doing, and what benefit our citizens are accruing of it from it. So this is very important. And this is coming as a voluntary disclosure. In the RTI portal or in your RTI, in your website, if there is an RTI, CPIO, who is CPIO, PIO authorities, and then also there should be some voluntary disclosure, when that includes the citizens charter, and you have to work towards that. So you should be aware what is written in your citizens charter and what role you are performing there. So you should be very particular about that. And there is continuous modernization process. We are going for this new India is digital India. Continuous modernization, continuous technical uh, uh, you know upliftment is going on, and that is why we need to be ready with all sort of these changes. So coming next, so this is all. Then coming next, I will give you some detail on those concepts that already I have elaborated. First is the dark. Dark means that paper. So what is the dark? The dark is basically anything that you receive, written communication such as letter, telegram, ID note, file, fax, email, wireless message, which is received whether by post or otherwise. Online भी मिल सकता है. So this is called duck. And what do we do with this duck? Next slide. We receive the duck in different times, maybe in during office hours, maybe outside office hours, maybe through email, maybe through fax. So this you should be aware that it is through email it has come. That means you have already received. You cannot say that I have not received. So you have to check your mails as well, not only the physical mails that you are receiving. Next is the रिसिप्ट को लेके क्या करें, ये जो पेपर आया उसको लेके क्या करें. So for that you need to do the diarization, and this receipt has to be submitted. So the receipt submission and diarization, maybe there are some part. First part is the perusal and marking. Somebody will see it and mark it to the concerned task holder. Then it is to be diarized in the section. Which section it is coming, that section. And diarizing by personal staff also. If there is a senior officer, his personal staff may also have a diary. So he can also track where this paper has gone, when it has gone. And then some paper can be separated for discussion with higher officers or something, for dealing on your own, something like that. In some papers you can mark to yourself also. Means the section officers, like you are going to be promoted in the assistant grade, and then you will be in the section officers grade or admin officers grade, where you have to deal the paper on your own.
Sir,
Something is so.
sir, low, your volume is very low, sir.
Volume is low.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to keep it in my hand. Okay. And now it is okay.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. Whenever I am getting back, it is getting. Anyway, okay. So you mark some paper to yourself, because you being senior, you think that this is to be handled by yourself, so that you can do. And some paper you mark to dealing hands, some paper are marked to dealing hands, and and this you have to keep a note that which dealing hand has got which paper. And files are to be returned by another department. Now uh, now going to next slide. In fact, go to the next slide. I am talking about the next slide. I've already talked. फुल स्लाइड दिखा दीजिए. हो गया. So now during the perusal and marking, this is also very important function, and for that during this happens. So after this perusal and marking, paper has reached you. Now coming to the next slide. This is diarizing in section. So diarizing in section में जो होता है, सेक्शन डायरी में डायराइज होगा दिस पेपर, एंड बेस्ड ऑन किसको दिया जा रहा है, whom it is to be given, that is there, and obtaining their signature. But no diarizing, no repeated diarizing. If you are getting a list from post office, or if you are getting a list from your central registry, that list you can paste it in the your diary. So don't repeat the show. This is one of the instruction in the manual of office procedure. Then some receipts, the redirected receipts. Redirected means it has come here and then gone it to somebody there. But it has not come directly from some authority. It has come through somebody. So it is a redirected receipt. Or you may think that you may have to send it to other. Matlab, it is not pertaining to your section. It may be pertaining to not establishment, pertaining to account section. So you have to mark it to account section, and that you have to record in the diary. Okay. Next is the papers referred to another department. Yes, some papers are sent to other labs, say, so that you have to record it and you have to dispatch it likewise. And then also unsigned communication. Nowadays, actually, we receive unsigned communications because, in the mail, you may not have the digital signature or every time. So maybe some unsigned communication can reach you through mail, and your officer is authenticating it. So you do the uh, action on it. So that is why it is, although earlier what you used to do, the unsigned communication we used to return and get a signed communication, then start action. Now those days are gone. Nowadays, if we are acting on a mail, then we cannot send back unsigned communication. We have to start doing work and get a signature on it if possible. And after 15 days, such things, yes, if this is unsigned, after these things, whether it has come or not, or whether I have taken action, I have not got that paper back. So those things you have to cross check and give it to the diary. Matlab, in the diary, this should be recorded. And the very important aspect is where to write this diary number. Now, you being UDC, you must have started working in LDC level or somewhere where you used to diarize the papers. So the diary number where you used to write. This is very important aspect. You cannot do the diary number. You cannot write diary number here and there in all in the mm, in any part of the letter, any part of the paper that you are receiving, you cannot do it. It is normally done where? Normally done in the left hand side, upper left hand side, but keeping 1 by 1 inch. 1 by 1 inch means why? Because there is a perforation. There is a perforation, you know, perforation of the paper for keeping that paper in the file in through tag. There is a 1 by 1 in the left margin, 1 by 1 in the upper hand corner. There is a perforation. So you have to take care of that perforation place and then put the seal, and your diary number should be written like that. So this is very important part. You cannot write anywhere the diary number, लेफ्ट राइट, नीचे पे ऊपर, बीच में कोई जगह ऐसे नहीं लिखना है. नॉर्मली इट इज टू बी रिटन इन द लेफ्ट upper corner, keeping the 1 inch perforation in mind. Now I will talk about the next slide. Next slide is the diarizing of the personal staff. Now diarizing of the personal staff does not go, matlab ds is the uh, deputy secretary, means your scientist D. Scientist D or the joint director level people should be, they have their own PA, PS or personal staff. So they also can have their papers diarized through his personal staff. So DS and above के लिए ये है, बट जूनियर लेवल में इतना इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है. So, and one point, as I have already mentioned, no receipt will be diarized more than twice. This is very important part. Then envelopes without contents, this is to be marked. See, your PA may say, if maybe if you are acting as a PA of a scientist D or somebody who is of DS level and above officer, you have to tell that yes sir, this envelope has come but the content is incomplete or content is not there. That you have to, you know, inform the your senior, your reporting officer. So material and some other things are material not marked to any officer. If there is a paper that has come to you, but it is not marked to any officer, that also you have to bring to the attention of the your senior. Senior means the reporting officer. Now coming to next slide. Coming to next slide. रिसिप्ट का जो मूवमेंट है, ये जो कुछ पेपर जो आपके पास आया है, those paper are not to be sent in a separately एक एक पेपर एक एक टाइम में. There should be a pad which is called receipt pad, and you have to keep it. You have to keep it, keep in that folder. And how many are at how many you are sending at a time is that is to you can decide, and you can also decide about the time of sending it in different offices. Then there is a concept called movement slip. The files when the files are moved, there is a concept called movement slip. Movement slip में क्या होता है, एक आप साइन करके आपके पास एक कॉपी रहेगा जो आप भेज दिया है, एक कॉपी जहां दे के आया है उसमें रिसीव आएगा. सो दैट वे बोथ द सेक्शन, जो जिसके पास गया है उसके पास भी एक रिकॉर्ड है, और जिसके पास जिसके पास से गया है उसके पास भी रिकॉर्ड रहेगा. So these are the things basically. Or coming to the next slide. So if you have any receipts, I forgot to tell you that any receipts, if you are not getting it back within a day, you have to alert the other office कि भाई आपके पास भेज दिया था, आप तो अभी तक भेजा नहीं, वापस भेजा नहीं. ठीक है, दिस इज वन. अनदर इज हायर ऑफिसर क्या करेगा ये सब पेपर लेके, ये भी बात है. So for the higher officers, he will go through the paper and initial it, sign करेंगे उसके ऊपर, और उसके ऊपर वो कुछ रिसीट्स को रिमूव करेंगे जो अपने तरफ से वो देखना चाहता है, अपने तरफ से काम करना चाहता है. दैट दे कैन डू. ये नहीं है कि आप जितना पेपर दिया उतना पेपर आपको वापस किया. You if you are working as in UDC, if you are working as personal staff of a DS and above level officers, तो उसके क्या है, पेपर 10 पेपर दिए थे, 8 पेपर आपके पास वापस आया है, 2 पेपर सामने रख दिया है, ये पॉसिबल है। यू कैन नॉट चैलेंज इट, ठीक है। दिस इज वन ऑफ द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स। देन ऑल्सो दिस, हाँ, पेपर कोई इधर उधर जा रहा है, रिकॉर्डिंग
Sir, volume is low, sir. Your volume is low. Maybe your desktop, sir, you just increase that volume. One is there now. Right side. For
अच्छा,
now.
व्हेन आई एम टॉकिंग, ओके ओके ओके, ठीक है। नाउ नाउ गोइंग टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड। अच्छा, हियर ऑल्सो हायर ऑफिसर्स में, हायर ऑफिसर्स कैन गिव डायरेक्शन, पेपर में ही कुछ डायरेक्शन दे सकता है कि इसको कैसे कैसे इसको प्रोसेस किया जाएगा, इसको कोई जगह चिट्ठी लिखना है कि क्या करना है, इंस्ट्रक्शन लेटर के ऊपर ही दे सकता है। you may find it also whenever you get a receipt, the officer लिख दिया है please speak और put up it this way that way, ऐसे लिख देता है। so then, and ये सब करने के बाद he sends it to the section officer, मतलब the higher officer। अच्छा भाई, अभी नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में अभी कुछ ऑडियो में प्रॉब्लम है, अभी कुछ ऑडियो में प्रॉब्लम है, अभी कुछ ऑडियो में
Now
प्रॉब्लम
it is
है।
okay. Now it is okay, sir.
नाउ इट इज
But
ओके, सो
but
I tell you,
slowly, volume is getting low.
हाँ
Slowly.
हाँ,
Voice talking. You need
I'm
to go
speaking
a
for
bit behind.
40 minutes. I'm speaking for an hour or so. That is why maybe
Yeah.
ठीक है ठीक है, चलिए नेक्स्ट स्लाइड, जल्दी करिए। सो नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में यू विल फाइंड दैट डिस्प्यूटेड रिसीट्स, डिस्प्यूटेड रिसीट्स में जो पेपर आप सोचते हो कि दिस पेपर इज नॉट योर्स, section feels, if the section feels that it is not connected to his action, तो उसमें क्या होगा, उसमें he will send it to here and there, no, he will not send it here and there, he will go to the officer who marked the paper here, maybe by thinking something he has sent it to you. So you have to say, sir, politely, benignly, you have to say that this is, as per the procedure, this is not the function of my section. If you want me to do it personally, that is some other issue. But normally it is handled by so and so section. You have to make your officer aware about the procedure. ठीक है, next slide, next. सो देयर आर दिस रिसिप्ट्स को लेके सम जनरल प्रिंसिपल, इसके साथ वो डीलिंग हैंड, जो पेपर जिसके पास मार्क होगा उसका कुछ एक्शन है, उसके बाद सेक्शन ऑफिसर का कुछ एक्शन है, उसके बाद सेक्शन में एग्जामिन होगा, एग्जामिन मतलब प्रोसेस करने के लिए, जब नोटिंग लिखने के टाइम, देन ये इसको चैनल ऑफ सबमिशन, कुछ इसको नोटिंग करके जमा करना पड़ेगा, और कितना लेवल तक जमा करना पड़ेगा, लेवल ऑफ डिस्पोजल भी देना है कि ये सेक्शन ऑफिसर लेवल में डिस्पोज हो जाएगा, कि ये साइंटिस्ट सी के पास जाएगा, कि डी के पास जाएगा, कि ई के पास जाएगा, कि जी के पास जाएगा। ये आपको, आपका एक कन्वेंशन होता है कि नहीं, इसका पावर तो उनके पास है तो उसी के पास जाएगा, ऐसा करके देता है। जो नॉर्मली हेड ऑफ ऑफिस जो होता है, वो हमारा साइंटिस्ट डी लेवल का ही ऑफिसर हेड ऑफ ऑफिस हो जाता है, इवन सी का भी हो जाता है कोई कोई टाइम, बट but for head of the department it normally goes to G level officers if the officer is available, मतलब JS level officer। examination by an officer is must, ठीक है। direct submission by senior assistants sometimes allowed, I will tell you that minimum 5 years of assistants can give it directly to uh, the concerned officer, may not be through the section officer, but while returned, the file will come back through all the levels. Now, coming to next slide, the general principles that I am saying. Next slide. Hello. Huh. Next slide is the general principles. And here, what I said, what I will tell you that first general principle is प्रायोरिटी वाइज एक्शन इनिशिएट करना है। जिसमें मोस्ट इमीडिएट लिखा है वो पहले कीजिए, उसके बाद इमीडिएट कीजिए, उसके बाद नॉर्मल वाला कीजिए। ऐसा नहीं है कि आप नॉर्मल में रूटीन वर्क करते गया और मोस्ट इमीडिएट पेपर को आप अटेंड नहीं किया, ये नहीं होना है। सो इनिशिएट एक्शन एज पर प्रायोरिटी। नेक्स्ट इज द नंबर ऑफ लेवल्स टू द मिनिमम। जो आपको सेक्शन ऑफिसर को बोल के ही हो जाता है, उसको दोबारा ऊपर में भेजने का जरूरत नहीं है। और नेक्स्ट इज दी पेपर वर्क मिनिमम करना है। जो नहीं लिखने से हो जाता है वो ऐसे ही कर दो। उसके बाद पेपर में जितना कम लिखे ये सबसे बढ़िया है। देन टाइम इज ऑल्सो लीस्ट पॉसिबल टाइम में, जितना कम टाइम में ये हो सकता है ये करना चाहिए। उसके बाद ऑप्टिमाइजिंग द क्वालिटी एंड क्वांटिटी। ऑप्टिमाइजिंग द क्वालिटी एंड क्वांटिटी मीन्स the quality should be the best, और इवन क्वांटिटी बेस्ट करने के लिए भी ज्यादा करना नहीं है। इट इज नॉट दे आर सेइंग मैक्सिमाइजिंग, इट इज दे आर सेइंग ऑप्टिमाइजिंग। ऑप्टिमाइजिंग मीन्स बोलने के लिए जितना जरूरत है उतना ही बोलिए और उतना ही लिखिए। क्वालिटी भी उतना ही दीजिए। ऐसा नहीं है कि डिक्शनरी छोड़ के शेक्सपियरियन इंग्लिश लिखना स्टार्ट कर देंगे, उसका जरूरत नहीं है। जरूरत ये है जो आप सीधा सिंपल वर्ड में समझा सकते हो ऐसा लिखिए, और जितना छोटा करके लिख सकते हो उतना लिखिए। दैट इज कॉल्ड ऑप्टिमाइजिंग क्वालिटी एंड क्वांटिटी। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड, एक्शन बाय डीलिंग हैंड। I'll talk another 15 minutes. Hopefully that will be okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now the coming to the action by dealing hand। आपका क्या काम है? आप पूरा, आपके पास जितना पेपर है, सोच लीजिए एक दिन में 4 पेपर आ गया आपके पास, तो उसको पहले पढ़ लीजिए, गो थ्रू एंड सेपरेट द अर्जेंट वंस। कौन सा उसमें कौन सा है अभी आज ही कर दीजिए, उसमें लिखा होगा एक्शन टुडे और मोस्ट इमीडिएट। ऐसा पेपर को पहले सेपरेटली लेके उसके ऊपर कीजिए, उसके ऊपर कार्रवाई करना है। देन एंटर इन असिस्टेंट्स डायरी। आपके पास एक डायरी होगा जिसमें आप जितना पेपर मिल रहा है उसको लिख रहा है और उसको कब तक डिस्पोजल कर रहा है, इसका एक प्रावधान है। आप लोग नहीं कर रहा है तो मैं आज आपको असिस्टेंट डायरी का फॉर्मेट दे देंगे और उसको आपको करना चाहिए। इफ यू वांट टू बिकम ए गुड असिस्टेंट, गुड यूडीसी, गुड क्लरिकल हैंड, गुड मिनिस्ट्रियल हैंड, then you have to have your own assistant's diary. There is a pro forma for it, and I will show you that. Then you come to deal with the urgent ones first, that I have already told you. Next is the check enclosures। सारे पेपर का enclosure सारे आया है क्या नहीं। enclosure नहीं होगे तो आप पुट अप कर देंगे, उसके बाद तो साहब ने बताएगा कि अरे इसका तो enclosure नहीं है, तो आपको पहले देख लेना है। देन इफ एनी अदर सेक्शन को जाना है, ये पेपर आपको लिए भी रेलिवेंट है अकाउंट्स के। सोच लीजिए आप एस्टेब्लिशमेंट में काम करते हो, आपके लिए भी रेलिवेंट है, अकाउंट्स के लिए भी रेलिवेंट है, तो एक कॉपी अकाउंट्स को करके भेज दीजिए तुरंत। आपको लग रहा है कि इसको अकाउंट्स का भी जाने का जरूरत है, भेज दीजिए। देन हैंडलिंग विद द फाइल, दिस इज योर जॉब। नाउ द पेपर कमिंग टू द फाइल इज योर जॉब एज द डीलिंग हैंड। सो दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, ठीक है। नाउ डॉकेटिंग, रेफरेंसिंग, नोटिंग एंड पुटअप, ये कल थोड़ा डिटेल में डिस्कस करेंगे। इसका बहुत लंबा प्रोसीड्योर है, डॉकेटिंग, रेफरेंसिंग, नोटिंग एंड पुटअप। इट मींस दैट यू आर गोइंग टू रिकॉर्ड द रिसीप्ट ऑफ द पेपर इन द फाइल, एंड इसका जो क्रॉस रेफरेंसेस, जो दूसरा आगे पीछे क्या पेपर है उसको रेफरेंसिंग करना है, क्रॉस रेफर करना चाहिए। और मेरा कमेंट्स जो दे, आप जो कमेंट्स दोगे उसको कहेंगे नोटिंग, और उसको जैसे आप चैनल में सबमिशन करोगे उसको कहेंगे पुटिंग अप। So all these things taken together is docketing, referencing, noting and put up. These are your job, and this is to be dealt tomorrow in a greater detail. ओके, नाउ इंडिकेट डेट ऑफ सबमिशन इन असिस्टेंट डायरी। असिस्टेंट डायरी में लिख लीजिए कि ये पेपर मैं पुट अप कर दिया, सो ये आपके लिए आपका काम खत्म हो गया। नाउ नेक्स्ट इज द एक्शन बाय सेक्शन ऑफिसर। सेक्शन ऑफिसर क्या करेगा, आप लोग सेक्शन ऑफिसर नहीं हो तब भी सेक्शन ऑफिसर को क्या करना चाहिए थोड़ा जल्दी जल्दी हम देख लेंगे। Scrutinize the note put up by dealing hand, finally dispose of routine cases, then take immediate routine action. रूटीन एक्शन सेक्शन ऑफिसर लेवल में खत्म हो जाना चाहिए। रिकॉर्ड ओन कमेंट्स एंड सजेशंस, देन सबमिट द केस टू हायर ऑफिसर। जो केस हायर ऑफिसर को जाना चाहिए उसी को भेजेंगे, ठीक है। रूटीन केस सेक्शन ऑफिसर में खत्म हो जाना चाहिए। इसके बाद हायर ऑफिसर क्या एक्सपेक्ट करेगा सेक्शन से, दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड। हायर ऑफिसर कैन एक्सपेक्ट फ्रॉम सेक्शन, पहले तो जो लिखा है आप वो करेक्ट है, ये एक्सपेक्ट करेगा। हायर ऑफिसर विल नॉट गो एंड ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट द फैक्ट्स। आप जो लिखा है दैट मीन्स ये करेक्ट है, ये मानेगा वो। सो दैट इज व्हाई यू हैव टू बी श्योर बिफोर यू राइट इट ऑन द फाइल। देन मिस्टेक्स, मिसिंग डेटा क्या है, कौन सा इसमें 10 साल तक तो 2010 तक डेटा अवेलेबल है लेकिन उसके बाद वाला डेटा अवेलेबल नहीं है, ये आपको बोलना है कि ये जो आज हम 26 साल में इसको पुटअप कर रहा है तो इसमें जो डेटा होना चाहिए वो उसका कुछ मिसिंग है, ये थोड़ा आपको बताना है। और क्या प्रोसीड्योर है, क्या स्टैट्यूट्स है, क्या रूल्स है, क्या प्रेसिडेंट है, क्या पहले कैसे हुआ था, इसके ऊपर अटेंशन ड्रॉ करना है। उसके बाद रेलिवेंट लॉ रूल्स पॉइंट आउट करना है, किताब ढूंढ के उसको फाइल में लगा देना है और साहब को दिखाना है कि ऐसा ऐसा है। नोटिंग में भी लिख सकता है उसके बारे में। पॉइंट्स रिक्वायरिंग डिसीजन, इसके बाद आप जो पॉइंट्स में साहब के डिसीजन चाहते हैं उसको आपको पॉइंट करें, इसके बारे में आपका डिसीजन दीजिए। एंड बट यू कैन ऑल्सो सजेस्ट सम ऑल्टरनेटिव्स, ठीक है, पॉसिबल ऑल्टरनेटिव सजेस्टेड। नेक्स्ट, लेवल ऑफ डिस्पोजल इंडिकेटेड, मतलब ये कौन डिसाइड करेगा, ये हाईएस्ट आपका लैब का ऑफिसर इंचार्ज करेगा कि आपका ग्रुप का ऑफिसर इंचार्ज डिसाइड करेगा, ये थोड़ा आप सोच समझ के लेवल ऑफ डिस्पोजल दे दीजिए। इसमें आपका सेक्शन ऑफिसर डिसाइड करेगा। आप बीइंग एन यूडीसी यू मे नॉट डिसाइड बट आपका सेक्शन ऑफिसर वो डिसाइड कर देगा। नेक्स्ट इज द लेवल ऑफ डिस्पोजल एंड चैनल ऑफ सबमिशन। जो मैं बोला था अबव एसओ उसी को होना है जो रूटीन वर्क नहीं है। रूटीन वर्क के ऊपर, रूटीन होने से एसओ तक ही खत्म हो जाना चाहिए। एंड रिव्यू वंस इन एवरी 3 इयर्स, ये जो कौन सा पेपर कितना तक जाना है, कौन सा हमारा साइंटिस्ट डी तक जाएगा, कौन कौन सा हमारा साइंटिस्ट सी तक जाएगा, ये सब डिसाइड करने के लिए एक रिव्यू होना चाहिए सालों साल में, 3 साल में एटलीस्ट वंस। सो देन देयर इज अ कंसेप्ट कॉल्ड डेस्क ऑफिसर। डेस्क ऑफिसर आपका लैब लेवल में नहीं है तो मैं आई एम नॉट डिस्कसिंग, बट इन द मिनिस्ट्री देयर इज अ डेस्क ऑफिसर। एनी सेक्शन ऑफिसर or other secretary can be named as desk officer who can put up the file to joint secretary and DS director directly, he himself, there is no assistant, no UDC with him. So and then also AS, अच्छा इसका लेवल जो है आपको मालूम है कि मिनिस्ट्री में जो लेवल है ये मैं आपको बोल दे रहा हूँ। एएस आपका डीएस डायरेक्टर, उसके बाद जेएस, जेएस के बाद एएस, एएस के बाद स्पेशल सेक्रेटरी, उसके बाद सेक्रेटरी, उसके बाद मिनिस्टर। A joint secretary can directly put up some files to the secretary and minister, and AS independent charge also can put up to the ministers other than policy matters. Any level jumping while doing this sort of level jumping can be done, but while returning the files pass through all levels, ठीक है, so that decision taken is known to everybody, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, सीनियर असिस्टेंट मैं बता दिया था कि 5 साल का सीनियर असिस्टेंट होगा जो 5 इयर्स कंप्लीट कर लिया, वो डायरेक्टली ऊपर में फाइल भेज सकता है, नॉट थ्रू, इवन ही कैन स्किप द सेक्शन ऑफिसर इफ आस्क्ड सो, ऐसा बोला जाए तो। बट केस विल गो बैक थ्रू एसओ, जब वापस आएंगे तो सेक्शन ऑफिसर के पास से आएगा। एंड एक्सपेक्टेड ऑफिसर से क्या एक्सपेक्टेड है, ये है रेगुलर डिस्कशन विथ हिज स्टाफ, देन टेक्निक ऑफ सेल्फ कंटेंट नोट। सेल्फ कंटेंट नोट इज वन ऑफ द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट, जो everything on that paper is written historically chronologically stated facts। तो इसमें सेल्फ कंटेंट हो जाता है कि क्या क्या हुआ था पहले और क्या होने वाला है, इसमें डिसीजन आता है। उसके बाद डिसीजन मेकिंग लेवल, टू रिकॉर्ड इन राइटिंग द रीजन फॉर डेविएशन फ्रॉम नॉर्मल। ये मैं सीनियर ऑफिसर को क्यों भेज दिया, साइंटिस्ट सी तक तो लास्ट टाइम डिसीजन हो गया था, तो साइंटिस्ट डी को क्यों भेजा। इसके लिए हम एक करेंगे कि ये साइंटिस्ट सी नहीं था, साइंटिस्ट सी छुट्टी पे है, इसीलिए ये थोड़ा लिख देना है कि मैं किस लिए साइंटिस्ट डी को भेज रहा हूँ। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट स्लाइड। चेक्स ऑन डिलेज, चेक्स ऑन डिलेज में कुछ टाइम लिमिट रख लीजिए। ग्रीवांस हैंडलिंग के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, आजकल ग्रीवांस आ जाता है और इट इज बीइंग मॉनिटर्ड एट द हाईएस्ट लेवल, सो उसको तुरंत उसका डिस्पोजल करना है। ग्रीवांस इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट। वीआईपी वीआईपी केसेस आर मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट, कोर्ट केसेस आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट aspect. Then there is a weekly arrear statement concept, that if you are having some paper pending in this week with you, you could not put up, तो वो एक वीकली एरियर स्टेटमेंट में आपको इस सेक्शन ऑफिसर को देखा देना चाहिए। और ऐसा वीकली एरियर स्टेटमेंट और भी मतलब बहुत मतलब वीक के बाद वीक आप पेंडिंग रख रहे हो, तो उसको मंथली स्टेटमेंट ऑफ केस में वो अंडर सेक्रेटरी तक जाएगा, अपर लेवल में हेड ऑफ ऑफिस के पास जाएगा। एंड देयर इज ए कॉल बुक यू नो वेरी वेल, दैट यू नो वी कॉल इट। कोई फाइल आपको चाहिए, कोई कुछ चाहिए, तो आप सीनियर ऑफिसर्स होते हुए आपका आपका जरूरत है, वो लिखते हुए आप एक कॉल बुक भेज सकता है, तो उसी के कॉल बुक के अंदर से आपको पेपर भेजेगा। एंड मंथली प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट बहुत सारे होता है, रूटीन पेपर प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट भी होता है, तो वो सारे भेज देना चाहिए। रूटीन मैटर होने से भी जब तक ये प्रोसीड्योर है तब तक वो कर लेना चाहिए। MPVIP receipt, as I have said, it is very this disposal is very important. Next is ये सारे आपको बोला, मॉनिटरिंग ऑफ कोर्ट केसेस, रजिस्टर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट एश्योरेंस, पीरियोडिकल रिपोर्ट्स का चेक लिस्ट, पीरियोडिकल रिपोर्ट्स का रिपोर्ट रिटर्न्स का रिव्यू होना चाहिए, रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ एक्सपेडिशियस डिस्पोजल। अभी ये पेपर डिस्पोजल क्यों नहीं हुआ, और एक्सपेडिशियस डिस्पोजल होने के लिए एक सीनियर असिस्टेंट को मतलब रेस्पॉन्सिबल किया जाता है। मतलब कोई यूडीसी के पास एक इम्पोर्टेंट काम चला गया, लेकिन यूडीसी हैंडल नहीं कर पा रहा है, लेकिन उसके ऊपर एक कोई एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी देना चाहिए कि इसका पेपर हो रहा है क्या नहीं हो रहा है, थोड़ा देखो जल्दी करो। नेक्स्ट आई विल मेंशन अबाउट सम एड्स टू प्रोसेसिंग, दीज आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। ये जो प्रोसेसिंग हम करेंगे, तो नोटिंग जो हम लोग खाना पकाएंगे उसमें, और नोटिंग में फाइल में, फाइल इज आवर किचन एंड वेयर वी विल राइट इट। ठीक है, वो खाना पकाना, उसके लिए हमारा कुछ हेल्पिंग डॉक्यूमेंट है। दीज आर द हेल्पिंग डॉक्यूमेंट्स, रनिंग समरी ऑफ फैक्ट्स, मतलब ये फाइल में जो चीज है, पहले कैसे स्टार्ट हुआ था, क्या हुआ था, सारी चीज रनिंग समरी ऑफ फैक्ट्स एक लिखा रहता है। उसको आप उसको आप देखेंगे तो आपको तुरंत आइडिया आ जाएगा कि ये पेपर क्या होता है। स्टैंडिंग गार्ड फाइल इज ए guard file is the file of relevant instructions on a particular subject। तो आप कोई चीज डील कर रहे हो, प्रमोशन डील कर रहे हो कि इक्विपमेंट डील कर रहे हो, उसके ऊपर जितना गाइडलाइन है सारे उसमें होगा। और वो गार्ड फाइल आपको, मतलब जैसे आप किताब में जो ढूंढ के आपको मिलता है, वो रेडिली अवेलेबल मिल जाएगा। आजकल गूगल करके आप लोग कर लेते हो, बट स्टिल देयर इज ए कंसेप्ट कॉल्ड गार्ड फाइल, एंड गार्ड फाइल इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। गार्ड फाइल सबके पास होना चाहिए, एस्टेब्लिशमेंट में जो लोग काम कर रहे हो तो उसके लिए तो बहुत जरूरी है। नेक्स्ट इज द प्रेसिडेंट बुक। प्रेसिडेंट बुक, स्टैंडिंग नोट, सॉरी, हाँ, स्टैंडिंग नोट। स्टैंडिंग नोट इज ऑल्सो द सेम थिंग दैट that is a standard format कि ये ऐसा पेपर को ऐसे करके ही नोटिंग देना है। तो एक स्टैंडिंग नोट है, उसको हम टेम्पलेट के हिसाब से यूज कर सकता है। एज इट इज स्टैंडर्ड प्रोसेस शीट में भी ऐसे ही होता है। स्टैंडर्ड प्रोसेस शीट इज ऑल्सो दैट दैट फॉर जीपीएफ विड्रॉल, फॉर लीव ईएल एप्लीकेशन, फॉर एलटीसी एप्लीकेशन, उसमें फॉर्मेट एक ही नोटिंग एक बना के रखते हैं। और उसमें क्या करेंगे, उसमें ओनली नेम, डेजिग्नेशन, कितना दिन छुट्टी है, किस बारे में छुट्टी है, कहाँ एलटीसी लेना चाहता है, ये तीन चार चीज गैप रख के स्टैंडर्ड प्रोसेस शीट बना सकता है। उसके ऊपर नाम वाम डाल दिया, तो वही प्रोसेस शीट को हर एक फाइल में हम यूज कर सकता है। एक है प्रेसिडेंट बुक। प्रेसिडेंट बुक मतलब प्रेसिडेंट, प्रेसिडेंट इज जो पहले हुआ है, प्री इंसिडेंट इज प्रेसिडेंट। तो प्री इंसिडेंट में जो करेंगे, प्री इंसिडेंट होगा जो पहले ऐसा सिचुएशन में, सोच लीजिए आप एक कंपैशनेट अपॉइंटमेंट डील कर रहे हैं, तो ऐसा सिचुएशन में ये पिक्यूनरी कंडीशंस था, ये ऐसा सिचुएशन में वैकेंसी अवेलेबिलिटी, ऐसा सिचुएशन में हम क्या किया था, लास्ट ईयर कैसे किया था। तो ये एक प्रेसिडेंट बुक में लिख के रखेंगे कि ये फाइल नंबर में, ये डेट में, ये ऑफिसर ये डिसीजन लिया था। उसको मैं यूज करूंगा, जो अभी जो हम एक प्रोसेस कर रहा है उसमें मैं अभी अथॉरिटी को हम उसको दिखा सकता है, दिखा के बोलेंगे कि सर ऐसा ही सिचुएशन में ऐसा हुआ था, आप देखना चाहेंगे तो ये देखिए प्रेसिडेंट बुक में लिखा है। एंड देयर आर सम रेफरेंस फोल्डर्स। रेफरेंस फोल्डर्स मतलब आप जो सब्जेक्ट डील करते हो उसका जो भी गाइडलाइन है वो थोड़ा आप आपके रेफरेंस के लिए रख सकते हो। दिस इज नॉट फाइल, दिस विल नॉट कैरी एनी नंबर, बट दिस कैन बी केप्ट with you. So these are the aids for processing which we will deal tomorrow, and processing is the noting part that we will deal tomorrow. But only thing that I was telling you, that there is a format of assistant diary. Assistant diary, this you can keep, all of you, all the UDCs and assistants who are who want to put it, is a आपके लिए ये अच्छा होगा। और एक जो पर्सनल किसी का ऑफिसर का पीए बन के जो लोग काम कर रहा है, वो पर्सनल सेक्शन डायरी ये कर सकता है, ऐसा करके कर सकता है। दीज आर ऑल अवेलेबल इन योर मैनुअल ऑफ ऑफिस प्रोसीड्योर। उसका मैं सॉफ्ट कॉपी दे दूंगा दास साहब को, उसको कल तक दे दूंगा और आप उनको दे दीजिए। नेक्स्ट इज दी डाक रजिस्टर। dark register is also very important, माने कॉमन थिंग। इफ यू आर नॉट हैविंग, प्लीज पुट इट लाइक दैट। और उसका आजकल थोड़ा और रिवाइज वर्जन मिला है, हाँ, डायरी ऑफ रिसीट्स, उसमें हिंदी का भी आजकल लगाना पड़ता है, तो ये सब हिंदी का रेड इंक में लिखना पड़ता है। तो नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में चला जाइए, अपेंडिक्स 3 वाला। हाँ, तो ये कुछ फॉर्मेट है जो इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर्मेट है, मैं आपको दिखाना चाहते थे। ये आप, दिस slide can be already shared, but only thing is that if you want to put up the total CSMOP, that I will give you, and you can add it. So bus for today, for this is enough. I think I have crossed the time limit as well. So tomorrow we will be meeting at 4 o'clock with the noting drafting session. Anything, any question? Anybody wants to, or everybody has left? I don't know how many people have joined.
So now we'll ask the participants if they are having any doubt for your.
Yeah.
Okay.
Recording stop. Unmute.